Before there were modern nations, before democracy had a name, before borders were drawn on maps, there was Rome, a city that began as a fragile settlement beside a river and became the most powerful empire the world had ever seen. Its story is not just about conquest and kings, but about human ambition pushed to its limits. Rome was built by courage, discipline, and vision, and destroyed by the very same forces. This is the full story of the great Roman Empire. According to legend, Rome was born in blood. Twin brothers, Romulus and Remus, abandoned as infants, were saved by a she-wolf and raised to survive a brutal world. When the time came to build a city, rivalry turned to murder, and Romulus killed his brother to claim leadership. Whether myth or metaphor, Rome's beginning reflected its future. Power would always come at a price. In 753 BCE, on the banks of the Tiber River, a city was founded that refused to die. In its earliest centuries, Rome was ruled by kings, heavily influenced by the Etruscans. These rulers shaped Roman religion, engineering, and military traditions. But Romans feared absolute power. They believed kings inevitably became tyrants. In 509 BCE, the people overthrew their last king and created something radical for the ancient world, the Roman Republic. Power was divided between elected officials, magistrates, and a senate. Laws were written, debated, and enforced. Rome became a society built on structure and order. Yet the Republic was never truly equal. Wealthy patricians controlled politics, land, and influence, while ordinary citizens, the plebeians, struggled for rights. Social conflict was constant, but Rome adapted. Laws were revised, rights were expanded. Rome survived internal tension because compromise was built into its system. What truly set Rome apart, however, was its obsession with discipline. Rome became a military machine. Its legions were trained relentlessly, organized into units that could adapt to any battlefield. Roman soldiers built roads, bridges, and forts wherever they marched. Every defeat was studied, every mistake corrected. Rome learned faster than its enemies. One by one, neighboring cities fell. Italy was unified under Roman rule, not just through violence, but through alliances and citizenship. As Rome expanded beyond Italy, it encountered its greatest rival, Carthage. The Punic Wars tested Rome's endurance like never before. Hannibal, Carthage's brilliant general, led his army across the Alps with war elephants, delivering devastating blows to Roman forces. Entire legions were destroyed. Rome stood on the edge of collapse, yet surrender was unthinkable. Rome raised new armies again and again until Carthage was defeated and completely destroyed. Rome emerged as the master of the Mediterranean world. Victory brought unimaginable wealth. Gold, slaves, and land flooded into Rome, but prosperity corrupted the Republic. Small farmers lost land to massive estates. Slaves replaced free labor. Economic inequality grew extreme. Political offices became tools of personal ambition rather than public service. Generals gained loyalty from soldiers who depended on them for land and wealth. The Republic began to rot from within. Violence entered politics. Reformers who challenged the elite were murdered. Civil wars erupted. The law no longer protected the state. It served whoever held power. In this chaos emerged one of history's most famous figures, Julius Caesar. Caesar was not just a general, he was a master of politics and public image. His conquest of Gaul made him incredibly popular with soldiers and citizens alike. When the Senate ordered him to surrender command, Caesar made a decision that changed history. He crossed the Rubicon River with his army, declaring war on the Republic itself. Civil war consumed Rome. Caesar emerged victorious, and became dictator for life. He introduced reforms, centralized power, and expanded Roman citizenship, but to many he had become a king in everything but name. In 44 BCE, Caesar was assassinated by senators who believed they were saving the Republic. Instead, they destroyed it. Rome descended into chaos once more, until Caesar's adopted heir, Octavian, rose to power. Through strategy, patience, and ruthless intelligence, he defeated all rivals. He took the name Augustus and became Rome's first emperor. The Republic was over. The empire began. Augustus ruled wisely. He rebuilt Rome, reformed the military, stabilized the economy, and secured the borders. Under his leadership, Rome entered the Pax Romana, 2 centuries of relative peace and prosperity. Roads connected continents, aqueducts delivered water to cities, trade expanded across Europe, Africa, and Asia. Art, architecture, and literature flourished. Rome became the heart of the known world. At its height, the Roman Empire stretched from Britain to Egypt, from Spain to the Middle East. Over 60 million people lived under Roman rule. Latin became the language of law and power. Roman citizenship became a prized identity. The empire was diverse, multicultural, and vast, but loyalty to Rome was absolute. Daily life in Rome varied drastically. The elite lived in luxury villas, while the poor crowded into unstable apartment buildings. Slavery powered the economy. Gladiator games entertained the masses. Public baths, forums, and theaters shaped social life. Religion was deeply woven into society, with gods for every aspect of life. Then a new belief began to spread: Christianity. At first, it was persecuted, seen as a threat to Roman authority, but its message resonated. Over time, it grew unstoppable. As centuries passed, strong emperors were followed by weak and corrupt ones. Some ruled with wisdom, like Trajan and Marcus Aurelius. Others ruled through fear and madness. Nero blamed Christians for Rome's fire. Caligula declared himself divine. Political assassinations became routine. The army began choosing emperors. Inflation weakened the economy. Borders became vulnerable. Emperor Constantine changed Rome forever by legalizing Christianity. The empire's spiritual identity transformed. Pagan temples closed, churches rose. To manage its size, Rome was divided into eastern and western halves. The Eastern Empire thrived. The Western Empire collapsed under pressure. Barbarian invasions intensified. Rome was sacked. Authority disintegrated. In 476 CE, the last Western Roman emperor was removed from power. The Western Roman Empire had fallen. But Rome did not disappear. Its laws became the foundation of modern legal systems. Its architecture inspired governments and cities. Its language shaped modern languages. Its ideas of citizenship, governance, and power still shape the world today. Rome fell not because it was weak, but because it was human, driven by ambition, corrupted by power, sustained by brilliance, and undone by its own contradictions. This was the great Roman Empire. This documentary was created by Explainary, a channel dedicated to telling deep, engaging stories about history, empires, leaders, and ideas that shaped our world. Because to understand where we are today, we must first understand Rome.